Hey guys, what's going on? Welcome back to the channel and episode 2 of the TNA save on TEW 2020. Now, before we get started, you'll notice different background behind me. That's because I've changed my setup so it looks completely different. But I will be doing a setup kind of video in the future so you guys can kind of get a feel for it and stuff like that. I usually don't do shit like that, but in this case, I'm willing to make an exception. Now, on to week 2 of Impact. What happened last week? Well, a lot happened. We had a number 1 contender match with Kurt Angle and Bobby Lashley, which Kurt Angle won. So as a result, he will face AJ Styles for the TNA World Heavyweight title at the Genesis pay-per-view. Jeff Hardy came back and he beat Eric Young in his debut match to win the TNA television title. And there was an idea behind that as well. The idea is get the TV title off of Eric Young so he's not hamstrung with it and stick Eric Young back into the X Division, because the X Division at this point in time lacks depth, and Eric Young will definitely help with that. Now, I'm not just putting him there to kind of just fill a spot and whatnot. No. Eric Young will have a vital role in the X Division as the months go on, but you'll see that as we dive further into the database as well. Tara accepted ODB's challenge for a Knockouts title match, which will take place on this show. We've also have a number 1 contender tournament for the tag titles, which 2 matches will take place on this show as well. And of course, the Amazing Red defeated Jay Lethal to retain the X Division title. So a lot happened. But without any further ado, lads, let's get into week 2. All right, lads, to open the show, Impact opens with the TNA World Heavyweight Champion, AJ Styles, and he talks about his opponent at Genesis in Kurt Angle, who beat Lashley last week to become the number 1 contender. Styles has said that he's looking forward to the challenge because the two have unfinished business, citing the fact that the last match that they had ended in a time limit draw, referring to the match that they had on the Impact before Bound for Glory in 2009, which, if you haven't seen that match, lads, seriously, go back and watch it. It's a banger. And it's not a banger like today. It's a banger in the case of their storytelling in the match. Like, that's how good it is. And that he hasn't beaten Kurt Angle since he won the title at No Surrender. But that will change at Genesis, which I did do my research. AJ did not beat Kurt Angle since he won the title, so we've got our facts straight there. Daniels then interrupts him and states that he's got unfinished business as well, but with AJ Styles, and he challenges AJ to a match on Impact, which Styles accepts, and that will play into the spiral of Daniels kind of going off the deep end a little bit. All right. In terms of how the segment did, the angle got the crowd hotter. It got the show off to a strong start, which is what we like. Daniel struggled when going off script though, so maybe that could be something that we look to. On to the next segment. Okay, the next segment, Mike Tenay and Don West formally introduced the show, with the episode starting off with the world champ addressing the number 1 contender and then being interrupted by Daniels, which leads to the official announcement of the main event, which is Styles versus Daniels. They go over the cards, which sees Tara defend the Knockouts title against ODB, the number 1 contenders tournament for the TNA World Tag Team titles, and as Beer Money faces Team 3D, and the Motor City Machine Guns will face the Young Bucks. But right now, you've got another X Division title match with the Amazing Red defending. So it is what it is. I don't expect the announcers to get a particularly high rating, case in point with the 43, but it does progress where we're going. I don't know, maybe we use the announcers introducing the show less to just bump the rating up a little bit. I don't know, let me know what you guys think. But Mike Tenay clearly enjoyed having the freedom to go off script and perform well, And Don West improvised well throughout the segment. I just think it's the announcers not getting, big segment ratings or something. I don't know. But anyway, let's move on to the next segment. And defending the X Division Championship, the Amazing Red goes up against Shannon Moore. And the Amazing Red obviously retains. He's not losing the title anytime soon. And he beats Shannon Moore with a Code Red. And it got a 62 as well. So the match clearly got the crowd hotter. And the Amazing Red walks out with the title. We're not taking the title. We're not taking the X Division title off of the Amazing Red anytime soon. All right, that's not happening in week 2. I can assure you. It could happen at Genesis, but it ain't happening on a random TV of Impact. It's just not happening. So far so good for us. 2 high ratings, 1 low rating, which we could have done without, but we didn't do too bad. Red got an in-ring performance of 63, which is good. Shannon Moore, in-ring performance of 53. Ugh, not good. Not good. But still, a high segment rating, and that's what we want. Alright, ahead of the Knockouts title match later, ODB is interviewed by Christy Hemme backstage, stating that tonight is Tara's last night as Knockouts champion. So ODB kind of talking smack a little bit. But before she says anything else, she's interrupted by Velvet Sky and Madison Rayne. Now, there's a plan in place here, lads, okay? There's a plan. Don't worry about it. Who state that the Knockouts Championship deserves better than ODB, and while they don't particularly like Tara, because they had a feud with her earlier in 2009, I believe it was, they prefer her as Knockouts Champion as opposed to common trailer park trash, which leads to ODB taking a drink and spitting in the face of Velvet and Madison. So, yeah, it's the kind of thing that ODB would do. So, yeah, it's not unrealistic, like ODB taking a drink from her flask, like, and spitting in the face of, like, Velvet and Madison is what, she would do. And, Velvet and Madison wouldn't take too kindly to that. So, yeah, it comes off believable. Overall, though, ODB improvised well throughout the segment. Good. Christy Hemme improvised well throughout the segment as well. Christy does well in these backstages for some reason. I don't know why. Madison Rayne worked the crowd well, using the freedom to improvise to her advantage. The announcing lifted the segment, and so did the color commentary. So, Mike Tenay and Don West actually do a good job. Maybe just don't have them, like, front and center in the camera. I don't know. Segment rating wise didn't do too good, but you kind of expect that, to be honest. It is what it is. On to the next segment. And to start the TNA World Tag Team Title Tournament, the Motor City Machine Guns up against the Young Bucks, which, of course, the Motor City Machine Guns pick up the win when Alex Shelley submitted Nick Jackson with a crossface, which is very interesting. And it is part of the TNA World Tag Team Title Tournament. And Shelley and Sabin getting a Tag Team Specialist bonus here. Overall, they had pretty much the same performance as each other, all four. But the storyline has advanced, so all's well that ends well. It got a 50 rating. Not terrible, but, decent. But point is, it puts across the fact that the Guns are into the finals. They will advance to next week. And they'll face either Team 3D or Beer Money. So, yeah, on to the next segment, lads. And like ODB, Tara has a backstage segment, but she's been interviewed by Jeremy Borash, who heard what ODB said earlier, and her claim that this is Tara's last night as Knockouts champion could not be more wrong, according to the champ. She's already had a short reign with the title, signing her 3-week title reign. Case in point, July, I think it was, like when she lost it at Victory Road or something. And plans to hold on to the title for a lot longer this time around. So, Tara's segment got higher than ODB's did. So, I don't know, maybe we keep the title on Tara. I don't know. Tara improvised well throughout the segment. JB worked the crowd well, using the freedom to improvise to his advantage, and of course the announcing lifted the segment overall. So, not terrible, but not great either, but we work with it. We work with it. We move on. And of course, the Knockouts title match. Tara retains through a widow's peak, but there was some controversy. Velvet Sky getting involved, of course, because, you know, she wants revenge after ODB spat in her face. During the match, Madison Rayne also distracted ODB, so the beautiful people getting involved with ODB there, like, and what role does Tara have to play in this as well? So some interesting stuff that's happening. Tara got an in-ring performance of 54, ODB with an in-ring performance of 49. The storyline has advanced and it gained heat as well, so that's good. That's very good. And of course, the Standard announcing lifting the match. I'm getting used to that. I'm getting very used to that. Hopefully that continues. We move on. And of course, following the match, Tara is congratulated by the beautiful people. But as she walks up the ramp, ODB sees Tara walk off with Velvet and Madison right behind her, and she's drawn the conclusion like, hold on a second, did you just enlist the help of these clowns? Like, so there's a little bit of tension going on there. There's a little bit of tension going on between Tara and ODB involving the beautiful people. So there's a plan in place here, lads, okay? A 49 overall segment, but hey, it is what it is. There's a plan in place. We move. And following up from the television title win from Jeff Hardy, Jeff is being interviewed by Christy in the backstage, which we tried to do last week, but Desmond Wolfe thought, nah, not happening. So he interrupted them, but Hardy dropped him with a twist of fate. But this time, he's again interrupted by Desmond Wolfe, who attacks Jeff from behind with that lariat that he liked to do back then, as payback for the twist of fate given to him last week. And before walking off, he challenges Hardy to a match at Genesis for the television title. And Jeff is unconscious at this point, so he's not even coherent enough to know what's going on. But Desmond Wolfe has done quite well. He's clearly enjoyed having the freedom to go off script, and he performed well. Christy didn't do that well. I mean, maybe we're overusing her a little bit. And Jeff did not do well without a script to follow either. But he didn't even say a goddamn word. Like, he doesn't need a script. So Hardy's not said anything yet, and Desmond Wolfe just laid him out pretty much. So, but the segment got a 55. So that's not terrible. That's not terrible. And it gets the point that we wanted to get across. Jeff Hardy, Desmond Wolfe at Genesis. It's not official yet, but the challenge has been thrown out there. The challenge has been thrown out there, lads. And in the second match of the TNA World Tag Team Title Tournament, Beer Money defeated Team 3D thanks to the DWI. And that got the highest rating we've got so, well, not the highest, but pretty high in our 60 segment rating, which is good. Rude and Storm showed excellent chemistry teaming together. I would think so. Like, it's Beer Money, for God's sake. Brother Ray and Brother Devon got a tag team specialist bonus as well. And that was actually the better match of the two matches. So maybe Beer Money is the one we go with. I don't know. We'll figure it out. But so far, not a bad show. Not a bad show at all. And cutting it to the backstage area, Daniels is interviewed by JB to promote tonight's main event with AJ Styles, and Daniels is saying that he needs the match to not only prove that he deserved to be in the number one contenders match last week, but to prove that he does have what it takes to be world champion. Because if you remember, Samoa Joe is the one that said, you know what? No, you don't have what it takes, after Daniels rudely interrupted him. So Joe does exactly the same here, and he states that no one really expects him to beat Styles, but he hopes that he proves everyone wrong. But he also says that deep down, Daniels knows that he'll choke once again and prove that he doesn't have what it takes to be the World Heavyweight Champion. So Joe throwing more shade, causing that little bit of doubt to creep in. Now, I know what you're wondering, where are the faces here? Well, I didn't realize it, but I forgot to put them on screen. So Yeah, they're listed as off screen for this one. I don't know why, but we got a 54 segment rating, so that's all that matters really. And of course, the main event, AJ Styles versus Christopher Daniels. Styles gets the win with a springboard 450, and it got a segment rating of 68. So Styles and Daniels doing, well, what they do. Like I can't remember a point where like Daniels and Styles had a bad match. Seriously, I can't. Like if anyone can remember, then by all means let me know. But I don't remember it personally. However, the AJ versus Angle storyline has advanced and gained heat, so that's gone up in ranking as well. Daniels has had an in-ring performance of 62, while Styles had an in-ring performance of 76. So AJ clearly the ring general in that one. And of course, to end the show, Kurt Angle and AJ Styles. AJ got the win over Daniels, but he's immediately confronted by Kurt Angle, who grabs the microphone, and he heard what AJ said earlier, but more specifically about the criticism that Styles has not beaten him since he won the title. He then goes on to state that it sounds like, to him, that AJ doesn't believe that he can beat Kurt one-on-one. And he knows why. Because at No Surrender, playing into history here, Sting was the one who allowed Styles to win the World Heavyweight title when Angle was knocked out in the middle of the ring. Because if you remember, Kurt got leveled with the carbon footprint by Matt Morgan. And Sting and Styles were like face to face in the ring, and then Sting went after Morgan, and then Styles hits the 450, bang, AJ's your new world champion. But he makes it clear that he isn't trying to discredit AJ. He's only letting him know that he was chosen by Sting. But at Genesis, he will have to earn it. So Kurt just letting them know, listen, you might have won the title from me at No Surrender, but, you know, Sting chose you. At Genesis, you ain't getting chosen. You're going to have to earn this shit. So this segment did very well. Kurt Angle came across well, and he improvised well throughout the segment as well. And then segment rating of 79. I think that's our highest rating as well. That's mad. Jesus. But of course, the storyline has advanced with the segment, and it's gained heat as well. So overall, not too bad. Not too bad. I like where we're going. Anyway, let's finish the show and see what we got for an overall rating. All right, lads, our rating has gone up by 2. So we're steadily getting there. Obviously, I think, do you know what it was? I think the announcer introduction kind of hit us hard. I think if we cut that, or if we do less of those, and maybe build the heat for the knockouts like portion of it as well, I think we would get higher, because we did quite well in several segments. Like the X Division match got a 62, the Bucks and the Guns got a 50. Let's see here, the Hardy and Wolf segment got a 55. And Beer Money and Team 3D got a 60. And of course you have AJ and Daniels like doing what they do, and then Angle and AJ doing their thing. So yeah, I think we do need to kind of cut some stuff out that we need to and just build heat, I think. But we're improving. I'm not too worried. Alright lads, end of the episode, and I don't know, I think we did pretty well. Like the way we're built in Genesis, you can kind of see the cards coming together. We got a challenge thrown out with Hardy and Desmond Wolf, so there is that. And also the feud with Angle and AJ is building up as well. And of course there's the whole Daniels and Samoa Joe stuff. So a lot of things going into Genesis. Plus you've always got the knockout stuff as well. So yeah, we're doing well, kind of. I think once we get into our groove a little bit, I think the rating will go up eventually. We've just got to keep building and building until we get to where we want to go. But I hope you guys enjoyed watching. And until next time, I'll see you in a bit. Take care. And you know the rest, lads. Peace.